What topic makes you go from zero to rage in seconds? The false belief that all mentally retarded persons are sweet and loving makes me rage so hard. Having known many special ed kids, I can confirm that some of them are raging assholes and some are very kind-hearted. You know, just like everyone else. So they're, like, human. Curvy women are real women. Please stop before I rip out your spine and wear it as a crown. All women are real women. Some men are real women too. Using children to bring emotion into a debate or discussion. Or when they state something to a child, the child agrees, and then attempt to make the argument it's so simple a child can understand it, so you should agree with this viewpoint, too. God damn it. This does not help your argument, and makes you look like an idiot. Children haven't finished learning how to think critically yet, so how does this help your argument? Rant. I agree. While I do support equal rights for LGBT people, the whole my son understands gay marriage, therefore it is okay thing is bullcrap in most cases. By bullcrap, I mean that it is not a proper argument, unless the thing you are arguing is, no kid will ever understand what gay marriage is. A 4-year-old kid will be able to agree with pretty much anything his parent says, as long as it is presented as a simple, explainable fact. You see, Timmy, that is why the moon is made of cheese. Oh okay, daddy, that makes sense. I wanna eat the cheese from the moon. No. When people act like the 90s was some kind of mythic time, where there was no bad music, teenagers never got pregnant, and everything was innocent and happy. Or kids born in 1995 talking about how they're 90s kids. I bet you were born December 1994. Racism mostly, and I don't mean making jokes, I mean serious racism as a result of lack of / wronged education and lack of understanding. Crap's messed up. Also when vegans don't shut up about being vegans. When I read that edit I can't help but feel that this was an elaborate way for you to tell everybody that you're a vegan. The anti-vaccine movement. It stems from a single falsified paper that was published in a second-tier journal that has since rescinded it. And there are still proponents. The parents that justify not vaccinating their children because herd immunity will protect them are such assholes. There are plenty of kids that can't be vaccinated at all, preemies and egg allergies and such. Those are the kids that get herd immunity. Herd immunity only works if every kid that can get vaccinated does. Makes me rage so hard. My son had leukemia. Long periods of very low immunity, where you are trying to integrate him with other children whose half-smart parents might or might not have immunizations done the dread. Thanks thoughtless people. Very little. Nagging in general is about the only thing that sets me off. Like, the third time in 5 minutes that someone asks me to do something I already said I would do it when I was bloody done is pretty much what instantly boils out. My mom is horrible about nagging. She'll tell me to do something when I'm done with what I'm doing, and 2 minutes later she reappears and insists that she said do it now. Women, when your husband tells you he would do something then he will do it. There's no need to remind him every 6 months. The bought and paid nature of American politics upsets me greatly. It upsets me even more when people don't believe it. What upsets me is how people assume only Republican congressmen are on some lobbyist's payroll. I'm a liberal, but I know that money knows how to reach across the aisle. See? Congress is totally bipartisan. European weaponry and soldiers' swords, knights, etc vs samurai. The conversation is always some banal katana worshipper thinking that katanas are literally the best, sharpest, most baddest thing ever and totally aren't a defective weapon not even meant to directly strike against metal. Oh my god, I'm getting mad just thinking about it. It's further frustrating, because who the hell even cares? Well, I do, and I have no idea why. My super religious family constantly telling me that the apocalypse is literally around the corner and all the signs from Revelation have been fulfilled, and that I'm going to be left behind because I don't believe them. How about we just live life and stop living for the end of the world and the demise of humanity? No one knows about that day or hour, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Be on guard. Be alert. You do not know when that time will come. Nif. Mark 13:32-33. So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. Matthew 24:43-44. It says right there in the Bible we don't know and can't know when it will happen. This is my rage button when I, the atheist, reads their holy book more than they do. I'm a Christian and I approve this message. Insensitive comments like she must have done /war/gestured something to invite that kind of lecherous behavior. The frick. It conflates two issues. 1. Crime is legally and logically the fault of the criminal. 2. Certain behaviors do make you more or less vulnerable to crime. If you're small and old and intoxicated and expensively dressed, it's not wise to walk through unlit parking lots at night. 3. Producing a couple of major fallacies. First, that the vulnerability of the victim excuses the criminal, and second, that identifying risky behaviors is simply persecuting the victims. I hate people that down Justin Bieber for no apparent reason. By no means am I a Bieber fan, but that doesn't give me the right to act like he is devil spawn. I dislike Bieber because he acts like a spoiled brat, not because of his music. To be honest, from what I can tell, he used to actually be a super sweet and humble kid. He's under a lot of pressure for a 19-year-old, hell, for anyone, and he's cracking. I'm actually a fan of his music. Yeah, I know, but even I can see a massive change in his behavior over the years. He's being scrutinized by the media and gets called out on his every flaw, and people freak out when he reacts to this harassment by the public. I mean, let's be honest, if you were out on your birthday with paparazzi following you and one of your good friends got punched due to the chaos, you'd flip crap too, right? And I'm sure you wouldn't be pleased when you're being attacked the next day for freaking out. I'm not saying he's excused from his outbursts, but people need to cut the kid a break. And this applies to the way most celebrities are treated, not just Justin. He's just the biggest example in the media right now. Anytime /r/world news posts anything Middle East related. I have a degree in Middle East studies. I've been to the Middle East several dozen times. I know how to speak Arabic, and I'm a practicing Muslim. I grow tired of Americans talking about anything that happens abroad when they have a passing understanding of the issues there at best. Like frick, you don't see Americans talking about Chinese politics on here, like they know what's going on. With the Middle East, it's the complete opposite. Everyone on Reddit magically becomes an expert on Middle Eastern affairs. To make things worse, those people are always upvoted the most. Do not talk about the Middle East in such a generalist way. The reason why there is so much misunderstanding in this field is because you always have pseudo-experts parading themselves as sound and objective analyzers. Chances are, if you happen to associate any social issues there with religion, you'll fail. Most of /r/world news is about DPRK right now. People who make fun of people who have special needs probably make me angrier than anything else. People who act like special needs people can blend in with the rest of us. I'm sick of having to act like they are just as capable as anyone else. They are not. This is a fact. You're not doing anybody any favors by trying to integrate them. Well, some special needs people can blend in. For example, my brother has PDD, but maintains a 4.0 GPA. Anything with entertainers, especially if anyone hates or defends them. Religion, either extremist on both sides. People who leave questions like how do you get out of depression, or how do you get a girl to like you? The statement obesity is a disease. I will flip tables. Sometimes obesity can be caused by hormonal imbalances. 9 times out of 10, though, they just like to eat and hate exercise. Even still, with hormonal imbalances or glandular problems, a person's mass can still be controlled fairly easily with moderation in eating. People on Medicaid are unemployed and lazy. My mom is a single mom trying to keep a roof over my head and feed me every day. She divorced my dad and has been raising me herself for the last 6 years. She was struggling to pay for both our house and her car while she fed us and our dog when she shattered her ankle and racked up a $60,000 hospital bill Forcing her to apply for Medicaid as opposed to going bankrupt. Lazy my ass. Some kid in my English class said this, and my friends had to keep me from verbally attacking him. Expect I'll be preaching to the choir, but the idea that gay people shouldn't be allowed to have the same rights as straight ones infuriates me beyond belief. And more than that, the fact that a belief that so obviously smacks of discrimination is so widely held, even in the, supposedly, forward-thinking parts of the world. People that say cops are cruel people. I get that there are some who disrespect their badge, but the good ones who do their job and risk their lives nearly every day get looked down on. If one cop does something bad, everyone assumes that they are all the same. People claiming, I drive better when I'm high, or driving high isn't as bad as driving wasted. We get it, you like weed, and want to glorify everything about it. Guess what though, more often than not people who drive wasted don't get in accidents either, but that still doesn't make it a good idea. New concept, drive sober, period. It doesn't matter that you drive a little bit slower and are less aggressive behind the wheel. It's about being able to quickly react when something like a kid runs out into the street, and if you think that weed doesn't affect your reaction time or your awareness, then you have truly smoked yourself retarded. Atheism. Not like normal atheists, I'm talking like constantly insult religion and put down anyone who believes differently. Atheists. You're making atheists look bad. Let people think what they want to think. Just because you have different ideals/beliefs doesn't self-entitle you to insult them. You're just as bad as the people you're insulting. This applies to everyone really, but it bothers me when atheists do it most, because I expect them to be the most tolerant of other people.